Hello, welcome to another episode of Talk with Justadetoun. Like, you know what it is here. We keep the truth on the table, we keep the lies behind. Like, we all want to tell ourselves the truth. We all want to change the narrative of everything that is going on in our environment. And today, I have a mother, grandma to be, sister, call her everything. She's an iron lady. Oh. She knows soft that she's been there. She's experienced it. She's gone through the phase of being single, being a single mother, being a wife, being a mother. So basically, whatever she tells us today is just nothing but the truth. Like I always tell people, experience, they say, is the best teacher. There is no particular book or dictionary to tell you that this is the template of how marriage is or how motherhood is. But what you experience, what you encounter, back to back, strengthens you and gives you the opportunity to also tell other people, okay, in case you find yourself in this situation, this is how you should go about it. And don't forget to follow the YouTube link. Talk with Justadetoun. You need to tell somebody to follow that page because you're going to get the realest and the barest there. So today I have in the house Mrs. Let me just be adding Mrs. Ronke Shogbetu. You're most welcome to Talk with Justadetoun.
Nice to meet you again.
And I'm so happy that you're here.
Thank
I've always wanted to bring people who have all the experience, who always tell me the truth. Like me, I don't like when people say, Tom, your sister is too nice or your sister is quite. I always like, Tom, your sister wants to kill me. I'll be like, hey, my sister is doing something right. And you don't like, men don't like to be controlled.
Absolutely.
Men don't like to be cautioned. Men don't like to be monitored. Men don't like to be counseled. They feel like they are men. They are free. They can do whatever they want to do. They can have it their way. And when they come across women that just wants to like, hey, Oga, calm down. They were like, sister, men are like that these days. They're enjoying the liberty and the freedom. And for me, I always tell people that any woman that gives you your liberty, your freedom 100% is going to ruin your life. Because you definitely don't know when to put a stop. You don't know when you're going to end up disgracing yourself. Like, they start to throw questions to you because you've been so free that you don't even know that this is wrong, this is not right. And then when you're being cautioned, you're being caged. Or you don't think that way.
I think that way. I absolutely agree with you.
And you're just one of those women that any man would always fear, respect, and they don't want to understand that their mama, they're married.
Exactly.
They think that they are cocoa, they're married, Bakasi and boobs. All right, so our show is always a surprise show. We don't discuss the topics ahead. We don't give you the topics ahead. But we know that you're so competent, you're so valued, you're so valuable to give that topic like everything that it needs. So today we're going to be discussing who should we be as wives? Who should we be as wives? And I'm going to just buttress it. Yes, it's a topic because the Gen Z are not having it easy. And like I always tell people, whatever the consequence of anybody's actions are, it will boil down on the society at large. If our children are growing up, or this generation is growing up to understand that, but marriage was sweet, now marriage is this, and they are not having it that way, what is causing it? Why are marriages not lasting? Why are people breaking off? Why are people now having a different perception about what marriage is, what they are expecting? A lot of people are getting married today, going into marriages with a lot of expectations. Should it be?
It shouldn't be.
All right. So here we are today. We're going to be talking about this. And then Mrs. Ronke Shogbetu is here to just, let's hear at least, let me, from my own experience and hers, like, who are we supposed to be as wives?
Good question. Thanks, Tom. Well appreciated. Wives are meant to be managers of their.
Get your pen and your paper. They write them now. Make you not say your marriage. Pastor, don't play. No work. Write them. Wives, your wife is your manager. Oh yeah.
Let me manage your home. You manage your own self. You manage your children, and you also manage your husband. I give an example. Somebody said to me the other day, "You're at home, money Benny. Money really, money yes. Money, how are the children? Money, the children, those are the adults. I have a child.
I have a child.
Because really, the grandchild, money, no, my husband.
The baby of the house.
He's the baby of the house. Because they are hard work. Once you marry anybody, either it be a Muslim or a Christian, it doesn't matter. Most of these men they don't come with experience into the marriage. So you constantly have to tell them how to deal in that marriage. Tell them what you want. Tell them these are what I want in this marriage.
How it works for you.
How it would work for both of us, actually. And if you give it all your best and you think that, oh, you're not getting through to this man, he doesn't seem to understand what he has gotten himself into, subject him to counseling. Take him to therapy. Forget the pastor. Who is pastor? Pastor the only person that can pray for you in your marriage is you.
Your wife and yourself.
Exactly. They said a man that has found a good wife has found a good thing. So in all ramifications, that woman is the only person that can make that marriage survive. An older man told me one day, do you realize that a woman owns the home? And I'm not saying that you have to disrespect your husband. Please don't get it twisted. You can respect your husband. Correct your husband with love. Lots of our men, especially the older generation, are still living in past glory of what their father did, and they think they can get away with it. It's a capital N-O. Not allowed. Once you allow your husband to get away with it the first time, please do not have a repetition of the second time. I don't believe my marriage needs to be crowded with a third party. I can deal with what I married. I got myself into it. I will be able to get myself out of it if I need to.
Or you manage it.
You manage the marriage. No woman is supposed to leave their marriage because, oh, he's not doing this. Oh, he got himself involved with another woman, because that seems to be the famous topic. Why women say, I'm leaving. I'm not doing again. I don't want to get married. I'm going to go and get somebody else.
If you catch your husband's girlfriend, what will you do? Or you are in a place with your husband and then a lady walks up claiming that Naim be the babe. What will happen?
I don't have a problem with the girl, as it may be. I have an issue with my husband. It takes two to tango. If you don't touch that person, there's no way you would have any issue with that person. A man is supposed to respect his wife. If you are not comfortable with your wife, maybe it's her dressing, maybe it's her behavior, maybe it's the way she conducts herself when you guys are out there, please get home, talk about it. Every issue can be discussed
at home.
At home. And there's no issue that cannot be resolved. Everything can be resolved.
If the man is willing.
The man has to be willing, or he has to be.
But that's the problem that this generation have. This generation have a problem with men.
Those men are still tied to their mother's wrappers. If they don't want to be corrected by another person, another man's problem that he has actually inherited from his family. Once he comes to that wife, he has to. They said, when you leave the Bible says you leave your family behind and start a new family with that your wife.
But do you know that this generation, like this Gen
Which of
Z,
the generation? We have 3 generations.
Okay. This my own generation.
No,
the
we
40s.
Have the older generation.
Okay, let's say the 40s, the 30s, and the 20s.
The 20s are the computer generation.
Yes, those are the Gen Zs. Do you know that every day they've come to a resolution and a conclusion that men can never change?
Because they're not giving it enough time.
I hear it every time.
And they don't have enough patience.
Man, when one cheat, go cheat. Man, when no one do, no go do. Give him everything. He will still cheat. I hear it every day.
So why are you there?
He's eating them up.
Why are you
disturbing them and he's destroying them?
If you believe that the man cannot change, why are you there? Because what is important to you as a human being, even as a woman?
We grew up understanding that our parents.
No.
But our older parents, my mom's age, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, would tell you that they endured. They didn't pack their bags because their husband wasn't doing this. They endured. So that endurance,
that was their own time.
Oh, so you're saying that endurance
so they made a lot of mistakes. Why do we have to carry on in the old generational mistakes that our own mothers actually did? Most of our parents will tell you that they stayed in that toxicated marriage because of the children. And the children of today will say to you, Mommy, did I tell you to
stay? Yes.
Why did you stay? Why did you go through that? So based on that, the newer generation, which is the older generation, people like us, are not standing for that bullshit. My mom could take it, but I ain't taking it.
You're not taking it.
That's why you see that our older generation, which is our mother's generation, most of them didn't divorce.
They didn't.
They stayed in
They
it.
grew in pain and agony.
Exactly. They married for better, for worse.
worse. But
So
now
the
it's
worst of it is what they were eating. The newer generation, which is our generation, we are married for marriage, for love, not marriage for worse.
But this generation is married for money.
This marriage computer generation is not married for money. They're married for what they can get out of the marriage. And in all fairness to the computer generation, they're spoilt in their own way. They want everything. They want what they were having while they were with their parents. Most of the new generation needs to go for counseling before they get married.
Some of them are even from poor homes. You see somebody that lives in Okoko. You go and greet a man in Banana, and the next thing you are dreaming Banana. You want to go to Banana.
It's called African magic. That's what they want.
So they want to like automatically.
They want to be in Hollywood, but do not have the passport
iPhone
to get to Hollywood.
They want to go to Dubai. Do you know, I used to.
But which kind of man would pick up such a woman and say
there are a lot of people who do that?
No, they don't.
They don't look at their pedigree. They don't look at their background. They look at what they have physically. Oh, she get big ear. She get big ass. She fit talk. I like that girl. She get dangmana for hair. She fit do this. She fit do that. I think a lot of men are also getting attracted to what can entice them and work on their mental strength and stability.
Entice, like what? Body?
I think so. I think these days, men like girls who can do crazy things. Men like girls who can go overboard. Men don't like girls who are reserved. They like girls who can ginger them.
I will say that is not true.
That's what I've seen.
Men are divided into all kinds of different ratios. There are some men who are still good men. We still have the
They
good
keep
men.
the quiet ones at home and go for the crazy rascal, gingerlicious babes out there.
That's
why their wives are always surprised.
Do you realize that a 60-year-old man is put under peer pressure? Ọ̀rẹ́ mi náà gbé a man ó gbọ́mọ lọ sí hostel. I too, I can do the same thing.
I can do the same. I want to be.
So, and guess what? He doesn't realize that he has a crazy wife at home. Meanwhile, the one that does it has a nun at home as a wife. When the wife comes in, obviously, the wife dare not ask any question. Meanwhile, you're getting yourself involved in the same kind of rubbish. A lot of these men are not grown-up men.
Wow.
Their IQ is as low as a child's IQ.
Wow. So men remain the babies that
they always are babies. Even in the Bible, it says that we are the commanders of these men. We actually show them how to live their life.
But men don't want to hear that.
They don't want to hear it, but that is the reality and the fact of the matter.
I remember when I once said men should always, they are babies and a lot of people all over social media, how dare you call us baby? Who are you?
They are babies.
And they must be treated as babies.
That's why we are their managers.
So
we are the managerial people after their own life.
So has I been a manager to your husband?
Yes.
What more can you be to your husband?
Oh, that's a good one. An advisor. The best advisor you can have. But most of these men, do they even listen to our own
Do they take advices?
They don't.
Because they feel the advice you're giving them is to suit you.
When it comes to no, most of them, when it comes to financial advice in your husband, he will call you and say to you, "Oh, Adetoun, can you go? He just wants your input." Sometimes he takes it on board most of the time, and sometimes they don't. But believe it or not, the time they start not taking your advice, they always get bitten.
True. I agree.
Do you understand me?
I agree.
But the ones that they decide to keep to themselves, they get burnt big time.
So you don't listen to your wife, you get your hands burnt. You listen to your wife, you get it sorted. Okay. So now we've heard it. Now look to the screen and tell them, you're your husband's manager. You're your husband's advisor.
And you're also your husband's keeper.
Your husband's keeper.
You are your husband's organizer. You have to organize everything for them.
Do you know that myself and my manager, we traveled one day? And my manager was asking me that he wants to buy toothbrush and toothpaste. And I'm asking, your wife didn't pack a kit for you?
Me,
on
this
the
old
go.
woman, I packed my husband's bag.
The thing shocked me.
I think one day he really overdid it. We now got to the hotel. He said, "Where is my toothbrush? Money, do I look like your house girl?" He said, "But you have always done it now."
But do you know
what happened this time around?
Do you know that this age, people don't think that is their responsibility. People just feel,
oh no,
a man's responsibility is take care of the bills, pay the school fees, give me money to feed, give me money to do my hair. I need to do my hair 3 times a week. They don't feel they own any other responsibility. And that's why I feel a lot of marriages are not working. Because your wife still needs that person, that shoulder. And if your partner finds that shoulder elsewhere, that person is controlling your home from the outside.
Absolutely. I do agree with that. So another thing I want you to understand, the world we were in yesterday is different from the world that we are in now. Today.
Wow.
Proverb 31 says, back in the days of the older generation, we used to have things called housewife. Today, it is a taboo to be a housewife
because you need to also
go outside there and support and help your husband in the best way you can. Financially, your money, yes, you can have 100,000 naira. Keep 80,000 to yourself. The 20%, use it to help your husband. If you don't want to kill the men out there today, because they will constantly come home stressed.
Stressed, yes.
They have a lot of stress at work. They don't want to come home, and you call yourself a housewife sitting at home, waiting for your husband to take care of everything 100%.
Inclusive of your family responsibility. Your brother will call you from school. Your grandma will call you, everybody.
Be like that.
So this day, you see some women even boldly come out to say it. Like, my husband should carry the responsibility. Even I saw somebody on social media say, "Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ mi ò lè bọ́kùnrin kankan gbọ́n bùkátà kankan." I used to have a friend when we were in school. She buys matches. She will write it down. When the man comes, the man must pay her for the matches. Should it still be like that?
It shouldn't be like that, but I think a lot of us still get it wrong. We are still living in the old ages where we believe, even back in the old days, our mothers used to help our fathers. Yes, things are not the way they used to be now. Everything is now computer generational ways. But I still will say to every woman out there who has ears to listen, you must help your husband.
Either way.
He's not asking you. It's not your duty to help him. But I believe that as it be a Christian or a Muslim, try to help your husband. A lot of people, even today, when you pick up your phone in the morning, you're watching somebody's status, it's hardly impossible not to find RIP. The younger people are not growing older. They're under a lot of stress. Trying to get money, trying to support the family. It's too much. Any which way you can help, try to help. It's not your duty, but you need to do it.
You need to do it. And I realize that a lot of women in this society today, they have a direct way. It is either we fight, we argue it out. And a lot of men, do you think they like that? Because a lot of people just want to confront their husband. Whether they find something, whether they want to get something, they look for a way to confront their husband.
When you disrespect your husband, you're not getting anything. Why do you need to? There's a way you talk to your husband. Now, you cajole your husband. You can get anything from a man. That's why we are women. Did you not see how Eva got something from Adam in the Bible? You can get anything you want
with
to
deceit.
Get from. Yeah, with deceit. Did she fight? She did not fight. Why are you fighting? Why are you turning yourself?
Do you know this thing happens?
You cannot be a pepper seller and decide that you want to get something from your husband. It will not work.
Auntie Ronka, do you know that this thing happened to me recently? So Baba Shabi came home. I don't know where he went to, and I don't know the people he's talking to. My husband suddenly said, I'm like, Benny, this guy eats panla in this house like 4 times a week. I'm always grinding it into his food. But my husband specifically asked for panla
on that particular day.
The next thing I heard, panla is different from okporoko. Okporoko is used to spice the soup. Panla is money. Hey, do you know that? My husband now said, okay, I will send you money that you should go and buy panla and cook. I shall want to have one chance in make I open leg. That was I was so happy. I opened leg. We did finish. And I said, how far with their lad? Say, I can only send half of that money. And I said, I said that. They said, whoa. You know, as God just wanted to teach me a lesson that day. As I was still raking and all that, I said, they have even reversed the money to his account. So there's no point. Let him not kukuma transfer the one that he still wants to. That was how the lady in me, the young girl married to an old man in me, wanted to take charge of my house that day. I almost ran mad. I was shouting and screaming. And then that spirit just
said, did he get you anywhere?
Nikini, I said the one they even reversed. He didn't even send it back to me. He said, okay, sorry. I don't even have anything again. But you know what I did? I now played the matured game. I got into the car. I told my driver, take me to Oyingbo market. I now went to buy that panla. I cooked that panla. I put it in. As if this guy was even still trying to check me. He came home, he didn't eat. In the night, and I said he wanted to eat. I now did the panla and the amala. He was shocked to see the panla. He ate the panla, had the cold wine, and then went to bed. About that, on Monday. I just started. Everybody has paid their job now. Only me remain. He said, I'm at to pay 3,000. Because me, everything, I'll just go and show you my GTB, 3,600 something naira is left there. He now said, I now showed them. I said, see, in the whole group, I'm the only person that has not paid their job. Like, my ATM, when no, they fail. I just started to sweet talk him. I said, repair this damage that you want to cause. And you know, he sent me the money.
Yeah, but because you were able to cajole him.
I cajoled him into paying that money.